Welcome back to Sean Show, everyone. I'm here with George.
Hello.
Hi, this is episode 102, I believe. Thank you for joining us. If you're listening to my voice, you are still alive. Give it up for yourself. You did it. I hope you're having an excellent week. We have an incredible amount of news to get to. The most important story is obviously something that we've all been paying very close attention to. I think you know what I'm talking about. It's obviously Palantir's quarterly earnings report video webcast. I have waited so many weeks for Palantir to release their earnings, unleash. The earnings have been unleashed onto us, and I cannot be more excited to discuss Palantir earnings. And before we dive in, I just want to say this. This is why my show is different. If you're about to click away, let me tell you why my show is different. You know, most comedy podcasts, they talk about eating pussy. A lot of comedians, their whole thing is they talk about, I eat pussy, you know, I eat ass, you know, or like, what else do they talk about? The woke media. Let me tell you something. I have a very unique background. And I'm like that guy from Taken. I'm like Liam Neeson from Taken. I'm like on the phone with you guys. I'm like, I have a very unique background. I have a very special disease called autism that makes me a danger, a nightmare to people like you. And I am so excited because why you're asking why, Sean? Why do I care about a quarterly earnings report from a company I've never heard of? I don't even know what an earnings report is. Well, let me tell you something. The reason you should care is because these are the people that are controlling the world behind the scenes. And this earnings report from Palantir is the only window into it's the only window into their honesty. This is the only public way that we're able to see what these people honestly think and how they honestly operate. You want to know why? Because they're talking to Wall Street. They're not talking to you. But in order to talk to Wall Street, you have to talk to us, and your friend Sean Riley gets access to it as well. And that's what they didn't plan for. Palantir planned for everything. They didn't plan for Sean Riley. Okay? I'll go to war with this business. I'm an investor, but I will go to war. And no, it's really important to listen to this stuff, I think, because it pulls back the curtain on what they care about and how they think about the world. And there are so many exciting developments in Palantir. So let's get started with the earnings report, which, by the way, went very well. Their stock is up, I believe, 7% today, August 5th or 6th. And let's take a listen to see what they have been up to. That's the show. The show is, what's Palantir been up to?
And enterprises are experiencing this reality keenly. LLMs simply in discharge dollar delivery order to support.
And then let's start at 3:31
from CEOs and CIOs.
This is such a long
when he
report.
went public on his partnership with Palantir.
God,
Like year-over-year comparison.
Here we
Our
go.
tremendous second quarter results demonstrate how Palantir is redefining what is possible with enterprise AI. We remain maniacally focused on value
Bombing
creation for
Gaza.
our customers. Our U.S. business is the engine of this transformation. U.S. commercial led with 93% year-over-year revenue growth, outpacing our U.S. government revenue growth of 53% year-over-year. Our overall U.S. business revenue grew 68% year-over-year and 17% sequentially, and now represents 73% of total company revenue.
Wow.
We surpassed $1 billion in quarterly revenue for the first time, as our overall revenue growth continued to rapidly accelerate to 48% year-over-year growth in Q2. Through this record-breaking quarter, our Rule of 40 score continued to climb, reaching 94 in Q2, which is up 11 points quarter over quarter, particularly noteworthy given the scale of our business.
Okay, can you
As
pause
AI
it?
continues to relentless.
Now, what do those numbers mean? What do they said that Palantir remains maniacally focused. He said that, and then he said a bunch of numbers, and we'll get to the numbers. But what I want to highlight is their word choice. They didn't use the word, like 100% focused. They could have said, like me, I remain substantially focused on the show, on Sean's show. I remain hyper focused. There you go. There's so many words that you could choose to. There are so many adverbs in the world. There are many adverbs in the world to choose from that. And by the way, Palantir is a data company. They have access to all the adverbs. Not only do they have access to all of your facial data, they have everyone's faces in the whole world, but they also know that there's lots of adverbs, and the adverb that they chose to use in front of the word focus is the word maniacally. We remain maniacally focused on the business's goals. Now, what are the business goals? I don't know. They remain maniacally focused. Now, if that doesn't speak to the cult, that's what they're saying to the public. Now, imagine what they're saying in their offices. They remain maniacally means crazy. Maniacally is not a positive word. We remain maniacally focused. I am maniacally focused on making a dystopian AI panopticon that will be used to deport gardeners. That's Palantir's business model, is using AI to send Guatemalan gardeners to Puerto Rico. That's like their whole thing, is like, let's send, I really hope this bites. I cannot wait for, I don't know about you guys. I believe in karma. I believe in karma, and I believe that someday, somehow, the people that work at this company are going to be bitten in the ass by this company. That is something that I hope and that I pray for, because this is, it cannot be overstated how bad this company is. It cannot be overstated how profitable and smart it is to invest in this company, because they are evil. They're evil. And I want to zoom in. I want to focus on our friend Alex Karp, who is the CEO. And I am a guy that I name and shame. I'm not afraid to name and shame. And so when it comes to our friend Alex Karp, he is, we covered Peter Thiel on the show in the past, ladies and gentlemen, and Alex Karp is a friend of Peter Thiel's. Now, there's something about this guy that really makes me nervous, and it's not his religious heritage. It may be his hair, or it may just be his ideas. But I want to let's maybe jump to like minute 23, the beginning of minute 23, just to set it up a little bit, George. I want everyone listening, I want you guys to really understand, and just really, just before we play this, I want you guys to understand, the CEO of Palantir is a billionaire. He's friends with Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel has connections to the Trump administration. These are things that are all true. And so he's a very powerful man running a very powerful company. Now, we watched Peter Thiel do his interview a few weeks ago with that guy from the New York Times, where he said that, what did he say? He said that he froze his head, and he said that the woke AI will follow us to Mars. That is what Peter Thiel said to a reporter. He said that, I was talking with Elon Musk, and he was afraid that the woke AI would follow us to Mars. And this guy is friends with Peter Thiel, okay? And he runs Palantir, which has access. They're the new NSA. This is the NSA's older brother or younger brother or stepchild. or all three. This is the NSA's sister wife, okay? That's how you can imagine Palantir. It's the NSA fucks its cousin, and the cousin is Palantir. And so here's how one of the most powerful men in the entire world is thinking about AI, and is thinking about AI in the context of military and global surveillance. Let's listen to what. Hey, he's this powerful guy. I'm sure he's reasonable. Let's listen to what he has to say.
And gratefulness about these extraordinary numbers. Now, when you're obviously looking at numbers, there's numbers, and what do they mean? So if you take, I would say, the truly once-in-a-generation number of 93% growth in U.S. comm off of a large base, or even 53% growth in USG, which is astonishing, even though obviously it shows where the government is downstream from general trends in AI, or the 68% growth in the U.S. You still have to say,
What? Wait a minute. He was talking about numbers. Hold on. He was talking about revenue growth, which I'm sure you all know what that means. And then suddenly he said, the government is downstream from AI. And then he went back to the numbers. That's a little crazy. It's a little crazy to say our business grew by 93% overall. Number two, we can usurp democracy with LLMs. And what's really exciting is our expenses went down too. What's really exciting about Palantir is that our revenue growth quarter over quarter grew by 93%. And not only that, but it's really exciting because our tools are going to be used to create a world where AI sort of solves the problem of democracy. And not only that, but our expenses are also down. So what does it mean? What does it mean that the government is downstream of AI? Now, CEOs love to use words like downstream or concretize or maniacally. Concretize. What does downstream even mean? There's all of these words that mean nothing anymore. Downstream. And if you're listening, this is relevant to your life because you can use this on your partner. You can use this to manipulate your romantic partner. When your romantic partner goes, "Hey, you didn't do the dishes." You're like, well, the dishes are downstream from emotional connection. Well, baby, my girlfriends will be like, "You don't do enough around the house." I'm like, well, that's downstream. That's downstream of the distance that I feel to you. I'm a great boyfriend. I do the dishes for the record there. You can look that up on Palantir. So he said that the government's downstream from AI. Let's go forward a little bit because a lot of this is just numbers. I want to get to let's just keep listening to this guy because I think Alex Karp is, he's like prime example of the billionaire class that's running the world that's so disconnected from reality that he starts to say things like that the government's downstream of AI. Let's keep listening.
An unfair advantage. We've demonstrated in every area and arena of American life and international life that we do deliver an unfair advantage for our allies, our friends, and our compatriots. We have done this by creating a company where every single component is value accretive. There are almost no parasitic elements to this company. We have a small sales force.
Okay.
We have very little BS
Stop.
internally. We have a flat.
There are almost no parasitic elements. You're a parasite. You're a fucking parasite. How is that not clear to you? Look, I mean, it's like literally like he is the center of a cancer, and he's in America. This company's a cancer on America, and he's saying, look, I mean, there's almost no cancer in this company. It's like if I had AIDS. I don't know. It's not like if I had AIDS. To say that there's almost no parasitic elements in your company is fucking crazy when you contract with the IDF. That is fucking crazy. To say that you are, people here, and here's why no one listens to these kinds of calls. Here's why I'm so focused on. I'm talking like a CEO now. Here's why I'm maniacally focused on exposing these people. Okay, is because no one wants to listen to 40 minutes of Alex Karp saying the words value accretive. Okay? Even me saying it now, I already lost all the listeners. This is just for me and George. But that was a ladies and gentlemen, I have some good news. My child was just born. If you can hear that, that's actually my child being born in the next room. I told my girlfriend that I couldn't miss this episode. And so that was actually, give it up for me. That was quite literally my infant being born in the next room. I actually had my girlfriend I rented out the podcast studio adjacent to this. And I said, she was screaming. She's like, if you aren't here when your infant comes out of my body, I'm divorcing you. And I said, I guess we're getting divorced, because that's how much I care about you guys and the listeners. So I don't know if you could pick that up. There was a child. Okay. So Alex. But the point is with these earnings calls is that in between the numbers, they say some of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And that's why CEOs don't deserve to be paid billions of dollars in stock every fucking quarter. Is they go, the numbers went up from 1 to 2. It's like anyone can do that. Anyone can say the number went from 1 to 1.8 and then use words. Honestly, this is just a masterclass in how to be a CEO. If you want to be a CEO, all you have to do is say that say words that signal that you're in the in group. And what are those words? I'll tell them to you right now. Value accretive. ARR. Israel has a right to defend itself. Release the hostages. That's how you be a CEO. If you want to be a CEO of a defense company, it's super simple. You go, release the hostages. Let's circle back. You go, let's circle back. They go, he says insane shit. Let's keep watching our friend Alex. I forgot what he said already. I'm like, let's keep watching.
That hierarchy, we have the most qualified, interesting people, heterodox in their beliefs. I'm sorry.
Orchestration engine. Again, that's a great word too. Heterodox. You are not smart just because you have a thesaurus in your living room. Using the word heterodox, value accretive, doesn't make you smart. Okay? It does not make you smart. And by the way, you guys are not heterodox. You're heterosexual. Everyone at Palantir is hetero. You know who's not? Peter Thiel is not. Which is fine. That's actually Peter Thiel's greatest quality, is that he's gay. Which is sad because, it does. I like that. But heterodox. Now, what does that mean? It's not a bunch of heterosexual ducks, which is what I thought that it was. Heterodox is simply that a group of things where people believe in different things. What this white male CEO is trying to say is that his business has a lot of diversity of thought. And now I can prove to you that that's not true because Palantir is a global surveillance company. They are a global surveillance company that will be the weapon of fascism to oppress. This will be the weapon that fascists use to oppress us. It's already being done outside of the United States, so you cannot be surprised when it will be done domestically. That's what Palantir is, and no one fucking cares. No one cares that the CEOs of America are either techno-anarchist narcissists with micro penises or white nationalist closeted homosexuals. That should scare everyone. A group, and what is the common fact? What's the common denominator here? They're all deeply insecure about something. Men, like, I wish that, like, you know, I've been watching Sex in the City. Like, men just need therapy. If these men, you know, some people may be cynical. Like, I'm cynical. You might be like, well, Alex Karp, he's beyond saving. He's made his choices. He's a grown man. He knows what he is. But I actually think that I can reach him. And ladies and gentlemen, Alex Karp is outside our studio right now, and we're going to have a conversation with him. And I'm not going to talk about Palantir. We're going to talk about his childhood. I want to sit down and talk about Alex Karp's childhood with him. Look at him. Was he bullied? I feel like he's about to cry. Doesn't it look like he's about to cry? Can we zoom in on his face a little bit? You can use the trackpad. Oh, that's perfect. It looks like he's about to cry. It looks like, it's like, hey man, are you okay? That's truly the only way to deal with these people. The only way to deal with a narcissist is be like, hey man, like, are you okay? Hey man, like, are you gonna cry? I don't know. It's either tears or just like, there's just like a black hole. I mean, it's like a black hole. Alex Karp thinks he's this like, he thinks he's like this like really like, oh, I'm, you know what? His hair is giving Albert Einstein. His hair is giving Albert Einstein, but his personality is giving Adolf Hitler. And that's I don't know what it is, but like back in the day, Albert Einstein was an innovator and a scientist, a mathematician. That is a thought leader. You want to use a buzzword? Albert Einstein was a thought leader, okay? Galileo Galilei, he died for his beliefs, which were wrong. The earth is flat. But you got to commend a guy that dies. Wouldn't it be insane if Galileo like got executed for believing that the earth revolves around the sun? And then we found out that, in fact, the sun revolves around the earth like much later. And we're like, wow, that guy was an idiot. He died for nothing. That would be hilarious. Just Galileo being like, I, Galileo Galilei. So those are what like, those minds, the mind of an Albert Einstein, and I'm not even comparing that to Alex Karp. He, like the techno-feudal psychopath billionaire CEOs would like to think of themselves as the new version of the Albert Einstein. And that's why Alex Karp's hair is so messy. And that's how this is all design. This is all by design. Okay? The reason Alex Karp doesn't get a haircut is because they want the investors to think Alex Karp is this zany guy who's super smart. The messier someone's hair is, like, I'll show you guys. Look, I'll prove it to you right now. Ready? If you're just listening, I got great hair. I have great hair. Okay? It's well cut, it's combed, and I look like a finance douchebag. You know what I mean? Like I look like I'd shotgun a White Claw and then talk to you about the 401ks. But watch this. You ready? Now, well, my hair's now I'm a mathematician. See, it's simple. I messed my hair up. Hold on. See, now I'm a billionaire. Now I'm a billionaire. All right, I hope that was helpful and a helpful exercise. Let's keep. I like zooming in a lot. It's fun to zoom in on people. Let's keep watching our friend Alex. This is the whole episode, by the way. I know you're wondering, like, Sean, are you going to talk about anything else? No, this is the news. All this other shit. See, all the other news is downstream of this news. That's what you don't understand. Everything that happens in the world is downstream of Alex Karp. Let's keep watching.
Deploys forward deployed engineers everywhere, a model that everyone despised and disdained until literally a quarter ago and thought would lead to a low multiple. Guess you're wrong. We have a series of products that are on the front line, most notably Ontology, but also Foundry and Maven. And this is a confluence. This is the perfect time for Palantir. And I would also say, at the risk of saying the obvious, this is a perfect time for a revolution in the United States of America. We are very, very bullish on America. We have some really crucial and important clients internationally, large clients, commercial clients in Europe, and also government clients outside of America that we're proud of. But this is an American revolution. It's being led by Ontology and chips.
Such as? We have some very important government clients internationally. Such as, that's a real head scratcher. What country, what government client? I hate everything. I truly hate everything. I truly fucking hate everything. Government clients. Do you not realize that you're a fucking evil scumbag? Government clients. And look, we all need to have jobs. But to just be so like blasé about having contracting with a government and like you know, in a vacuum, in sort of a Machiavellian way, I do respect Alex Karp for like living his values. The problem is his values. You gotta commend a man that lives his principles. Now, that's where my respect for him ends, because one of his main principles is obliterate Palestine. And it's like, I guess people just don't like, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like I just need to like stop being so critical, you know. And that's such a funny like thing people say, is they go, just stop thinking about it and do it. Just stop thinking about it and do it, bro. That's how you become Alex Karp, and that's how you become a podcaster that interviews Benjamin Netanyahu. Just don't think about it, dude. Just do it. Just go for it. Hey, man, just go for it. Look, I'm an ambitious guy. I'm not saying don't go for it, but like it's so easy. This guy is just so clearly drunk on white savior Western nationalism. He's drunk on this idea that like Alex Karp has such a rock hard dick for America, and that's actually what's pathetic. I expect more from what happened to the Silicon Valley that I grew up in, where disaffected genius technologists could build a company with and rule with an iron fist, and they also were skeptical about the West. That is the Silicon Valley that I miss. I miss a Silicon Valley that was like, you know, hey, things are, you know, I'm going to build a great company, and like, I'm going to you know, fuck Steve Jobs. You know that Chapel Roan sound? This is not, no one that listens to this knows who Chapel Roan is. I'm all over the place today. I'm sorry, guys. Chapel Roan put out this thing where she was like, fuck Republicans, but also fuck some of the Democrats and like such as fucking for some of the fucking shit that they've done too, such as Palestine. I have like a metaphor. I have like my version of that is I'm like, fuck Alex Karp, but also like fuck Steve Jobs for like some of the shit that like he did, such as China. I don't know. It's just the militarization of Silicon Valley has to be noted. Silicon Valley was not always a place where suddenly you raise $1 billion and you just become a shill for the military industrial complex. It used to be that you have to make a phone. You had to like make something that is at least semi-useful. Now you can just contract with the government, be like, oh yeah, we can kill those people. He's way faster. Did you know my drone actually slices human flesh at 10% faster at a 10% faster rate? Government contract. It's actually, and you know what? It speaks to how lazy people have gotten. No one wants to work anymore. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Because Silicon Valley, when you started a company, you had to make a competitive, innovative product. It was fucking difficult for a reason. Nowadays, every other company that starts, they don't even want to do anything. All they want to do is get some of that sweet, sweet government contractor taxpayer money. It's so easy to start a company and just get a government contract. That is so fucking easy compared to making something in a real market that people want to buy. That I can respect. But this is just lazy fascism. It's lazy late stage capitalism. It's just like, and like, you know, the fact that people like actually look up to these guys is unbelievably mind numbing. It's mind numbing to look up to a guy who, you know, can't even like do his hair. Do your hair, bro. Do your hair. He wants to be Albert Einstein. And in reality, he's I mean like let's keep listening because this guy is just he's something else.
And to also to some extent large language model providers. We are also anomalously bullish on all aspects of American life, including and especially people in the blue collar. We're going to, Sham and others are leading our charge to arm the working class, blue collar workers with AI agency enhancing skills. AI is an agency.
So he said he's going to arm the working class. I think what you're doing is I don't know if that's who you're arming. I think you're arming kings with the ability to see how many times their citizens take a shit every day. That is the layer of detail that they're going after. They are not going after, you know, where are you on Tuesdays at 3:00? They have that data too. Believe me, I would know. I wouldn't know. But they definitely have this data of like, you know, where it's you know, where like they have your location. Palantir has, I mean, they have everything, but they want to go even deeper. They want everything. They want, you know, your brain neurons. They want like, you know, they want everything about you to be stored in a data center so they can use it against you. That's what they want. And so this idea that they're arming blue-collar workers with blah, 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 blah. No, they're not. They're arming, and it's like, you're bullish. You know, Alex Karp may be the only guy who's bullish on America right now. If you're bullish on America right now, you need to get your fucking brain looked at. Clearly, things are not good. I'm bearish. If you want to use a Wall Street term, I'm bearish on America. I'm bullish. I don't want to raise my hand too high on that. I'm bullish on China. I'm bullish on a violent revolution, which I will probably die in. You know, I'm confident that Alex, I'm confident that your hair is going to fall out soon. Okay, let's keep watching.
efficiency-enhancing revolution. Our numbers show that. We've seen on the front line in the United States government that people with less than a college education are creating a lot value and sometimes more value than people with a college education using our product. We're also going to reach out to labor leaders and help them organize ways that workers can earn AI-enhanced earnings. And
What does that mean?
And then, but in general, what you see in our numbers, and the reason it's so successful, is our clients and partners are downstream from our unit economics, and they want our unit economics. And we are teaching them ways in which to work, both cultural and with our products, that will allow them to get unit economics that look like 94, 93, 68, 53, respectively. Those numbers are astonishing and incredible, and we're planning to share them with our partners via exposing them to a way in which to work in an AI revolution so that they have the same kind of agency we do. I run around U.S. commercial telling corporate leaders, if you want to have your First Amendment rights to an opinion again, get our unit economics, and then you too can say things that are true in public like we do. It's very motivating to people.
Okay, I think
and
we
very
found
motivating
something
to us.
I think we found something interesting. And this is what I'm talking about. So this again, guys, this is not a podcast. This is a podcast. This is not a podcast. This is a quarterly earnings report. And so but he can't distinguish. These CEOs, they think that they're like these, they can't distinguish between what is a podcast and what is supposed to be, a professional thing. And by the way, professional means nothing. Fuck these guys. Fuck Palantir, obviously. But like it's they slip in. It's like a psyop. It really feels like they slip in these insane little drops. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's like you know what it really is. CEOs are not afraid to be political now, and I think that that's just an interesting trend. It's an interesting trend to see that these people are like, I mean, he basically, we'll watch this again in a sec, but like he's basically saying like, if you want to stop the woke, get involved in Palantir. If you want to be able to say things that are true in public again, and let's be totally 100% clear, guys. Never trust a company. Here's the crazy thing is like, oh yeah, sure, I'll trust this guy. He's talking about if you want the freedom of speech to be preserved, get involved with me. Why? Well, I work with the NSA and the CIA, who love the freedom of speech. Guys, we're all on the same page. I love America. That's why I contract with a surveillance tool. I love America so much that I want to surveil all of you 24/7, 365. I love America. I love the freedom of speech. That's why I think it should be dictated by an AI that I designed. Your freedom of speech is under attack by me. That's what this is. Your freedom of speech. If you want to maintain your freedom of speech, you better get in line, asshole, and do what we say, because we're limiting it. So let's watch this part again. See, it's like he talks about numbers that make your eyes glaze over, and then he says some crazy fucked up shit, and we're like, wait, what? Let's watch again.
Has more value than people with a college education using our product. We're also going to reach out to labor leaders and help them organize
ways
blah, blah,
blah,
that
blah.
workers can earn AI-enhanced earnings.
Blah, blah, blah. Keep watching, guys.
But in general, what you see in our numbers, and the reason it's so successful, is our clients and partners are downstream from our unit economics.
He loves the word downstream.
And we are teaching them ways in which to work, both cultural and with our products, that will allow them to get unit economics that look
blah, blah, blah,
like
blah, blah.
94, 93,
Numbers,
60,
numbers,
53,
et cetera.
respectively. Those numbers are astonishing and incredible, and we're planning to share
Okay.
them with our partners via exposing them
blah.
to the way in which to work in an AI revolution so that they have the same kind of agency
Okay, here we go.
do. I run around U.S. commercial telling corporate leaders, if you want to have your First Amendment rights to an opinion again, get our unit economics, and then you too can say things that are true in public like we do. It's very motivating to people and very motivating to us.
What is that-
So thank you
what
for
does that
all
even
of our
mean?
supporters, and we should entertain questions. But this is a once in a generation,
What does that mean?
Truly anomalous quarter, and we're very proud, and we're sorry that our haters are disappointed, but there are many more quarters to be disappointed, and we're working on that too.
Thanks, Alex. We'll now turn to questions from our shareholders before opening up the call. We received a question from Christina who asks, beyond just using LLMs, how is Palantir making AI more useful for frontline workers and decision makers, not just data scientists?
Okay, can you pause it, George?
Thanks, Christina. There's a surprising
I love it when they take questions. They go, now we're going to take questions from our shareholders. I honestly, we should write into the show. We should write into the earnings report. Be like, here's a question. Also, I love this shot. Can we zoom out on this shot a little bit? This is like what boardroom. This is really what a boardroom is. It's in America in
consumerism that
2025.
comes out of the ivory tower.
Oops. A boardroom in 2025. You can probably just bounce back 5 seconds. Right. Ooh, right there. If you're just listening, guys, this boardroom, it used to be 5 white guys, and now we've improved. Now it's 3 white guys, a white woman, and an Indian guy. It's an improvement. Now we got the white guy. Now we are diverse. We are people of all shades and stripes and colors can work together to genocide a population. Look at that. Look at all these people. Diversity in corporate boardrooms has been achieved, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 white guys. Look at this woman. Shout out to her. Thank you, Alice Cart. When I was in college, I was trying to go to Wall Street. And, I met a lot of very young, ambitious white women. And it was very interesting to see them approach and navigate corporate America. Because, I've said this 1,000 times and I'll say it again. The white woman is the key to fascism. I don't know what I mean by that. I'm just spitting facts. I'm just saying... it's you know what it does? Having a white woman in your boardroom, it softens what you're doing. It's actually all of this is by design. And having an Indian guy and a white woman on your boardroom, it's soft. It's like, hey, yes, we contract with the IDF to surveil a starving population and count calories of the people that we're starving. Yes, we're doing that. But by the way, we're diverse. We have a white woman, but and you're like, and then people are like, you're an evil company. You guys are evil. And then they're like, well, how can we be evil? Look at Sarah. Would we be evil? How can you say we're evil when Sarah and Shyam are on our team? You're going to say that Shyam's evil? Shyam's a 3rd generation Indian American. You're going to call him evil? And so that's how they get away with this shit. That's how they get away with it. I mean, it's really crazy. And so what we just listened to was they asked, one of the shareholders asked Palantir a question. And I think we should write in a question sometime. Next earnings report, I want this woman to be like, we have a question from Sean Riley. Sean Riley asks, can I use Palantir to see if my girlfriend is cheating on me? You know what Palantir should do? Palantir should launch a cheater buster a cheater buster app. That's what they should do. Palantir could launch the most aggressive cheater buster app ever. They could be like, not only do we contract with the NSA to decide what you're allowed to research and Google and learn about online and what you think and what you say, that's part of our business. Another part of our business is we actually can see if your husband is really on that work trip. That's why we're worth $100 billion now, is because, we can find out if your husband is on Tinder, and also we can find out your husband's location at every microsecond of the day based on a web of data points. All right, let's move on. I think we spent enough time on this company. Invest in Palantir. I've always said that. The only way to survive is to invest in evil. That's a joke, obviously. So, let's do the politician stock trading one. So, let's do that second link, with Rick Scott. So there was this big bill. There was a big bill that was proposed that would ban people in Congress, POCs. So there was this bill in Congress that would ban POCs from trading stock. And it's not what you think. I'm talking about people in Congress. POCs. People of Congress. People of congressional descent. So there was this bill, and I don't know what the status of the bill is. This is not a news show. If you thought this was a news show, you're wrong. It's a comedy show. But this Senator Rick Scott, who is worth like $500 million or something, has had some choice words about this bill that would prevent politicians from trading singular stocks. So we're going to listen. He's very upset. As you can tell, he is a ghoul. It looks like his face is dripping off of his skull like a barbecue, like a nice piece of brisket.
You don't want to make money. Anybody want to be poor? I don't.
I want to be poor.
Right?
Right
So this
here.
idea that we're going to attack people because they make money is wrong.
That's not what we're
It's
doing.
absolutely wrong.
That's not what the
We
bill
should
is.
cherish all of our different backgrounds. Every one of us has a different background. I've got a business background.
We
But
know.
what I was just accused of is making money, and somehow I can't be fair and do things the right way. So I think it's disgusting what is going on here.
I think let's watch it again. So so just to add the context here, guys. Rick Scott, among a bunch of other politicians in Congress, people at POCs.
How many of you don't want to make
They are opposed to a ban. This law is coming to pass that may finally, you know how everyone always jokes about Nancy Pelosi making a bunch of money on the stock market. The reason that she's able to do it is because she sits on the congressional committees that decide where the money goes. Before we all know where the government contracts are going, Nancy Pelosi knows before us. And that's why she's able to make all this money, and people rightfully have called that out as insider trading. Now, what this guy is doing is basically saying, hey, we can all insider trade together, guys. We're all allowed. That's what this guy. So let's play from the very beginning. This guy's defending Congress senators insider trading. Let's watch.
make money? Anybody want to be poor? I don't. Right? So this idea that we're going to attack people because they make money is wrong. Is absolutely wrong. We should cherish all of our different backgrounds.
We can all cheat together.
Every one of us
Guys.
has a different background. I've got a business background.
That's
But what
why
I was
don't.
just accused of as making money, and somehow I can't be fair and do things the right way.
That's right.
So I think it's disgusting what is going on here.
I think you're disgusting. I think you're a fucking piece of scum. I think you're a piece of trash. I think you should die, metaphorically. No.
How many of you don't want to make money?
The guy's, he goes, I've been accused of not doing things fairly. You're worth $500 million. You did some shit unfairly. Anyone that's worth $500 million took advantage of unfair things, okay? I'm sorry, that's just the truth. So he's going, and you know, it's just funny for a guy a white guy in Congress to be like, I cherish all of our different guys. What he's really saying is he's going, hey guys, why are we even supporting this bill? I don't know how you could support this bill. I even think that Asian senators should be able to insider trade. Guys, what are we all? Hey, he's literally, this is what he's doing. He's going, what is this bill? What the fuck is this bill? Are you like, guys, I'm not saying that only the white senators can insider trade. I believe every senator should be able to insider trade, even the black ones. I believe even the females. I don't let my wife trade stocks. I don't let my wife touch any of our money. But I'm even saying that the female senators should be able to insider trade. Guys, hey, can we all just stop? Can we just slow it down? Can we slow it down real quick? We don't want to have a law where I'm not allowed. So this is what this fucking asshole is saying. He's saying, hey, so you want to make it a crime for me to buy a stock in a company that I then vote on legislation to give money to that company at a later date? You want to make that a crime? So it's wrong. Here's what he's saying. It's an indefensible position. It's an indefensible position. He goes, look at his fucking face. Look at how much fucking smug motherfucker. Fuck you, you smug motherfucker. He's going, so let me get this straight. You guys want to pass a law that prevents me from buying $10 million of stock in a company that I then give $100 million of taxpayer money to? That's crazy. They're all doing Jerry Seinfeld. That's crazy. Do you want to be poor? Raise your hand. That's their best argument. They go, hey, raise your hand if you want to be poor. What? Hey, that's such a straw man bullshit argument. Also, the idea that a guy that's worth $500 million is afraid of being poor, that's how you know that we're fucked. Is that the guy, and that's how you know that like America is not made for us. A guy that's worth $500 million is afraid of poverty. That should really speak volumes to everyone listening. He's not talking about us. He's not talking about the American public. None of these people represent Americans in the government. He goes, hey, raise your hand in here. Hey, excuse me, everyone. Excuse me. I want all the senators. Hey, raise your hand, senators. Senator. Who in here? Hey, if you're listening to this show right now, are you a senator? No, you're not. Maybe you are. In which case, please email me. I'd love to interview you on the show. Hey, everyone, raise your hand if you want to be poor. It's like, of course, and it's like, no, none of these senators are poor. Once you're a senator, you can just go work at a consulting firm and be a millionaire in a year. That's your option. So there's another video that I want to watch, but it's on this story because it's really, I do want to highlight I think it's the YouTube video. There we go. So I wanna watch a little. So Josh Hawley, who introduced this bill to ban single stock trading by politicians, gets in a little spat and a little tiff with Rick Scott, who I guess is upset that it's called the Pelosi Act. That's hilarious. It's called the Pelosi Act. Where is Nancy Pelosi? Where's that bitch? Nancy Pelosi has made so much money trading stock, and it's not fair. I want to be corrupt too. This will not. By the way, this is not going to fucking change anything. But let's watch. This is what politics is now. Let's take a listen. This will be awesome.
First off, Senator Hawley, you said that I voted for the bill before. You also committed to work with me to improve the bill, which you didn't do. So let's think about where we are. I think everybody on this committee, nobody wants people to do trading. I think we all would agree with that.
Your mic on.
Yeah. Nobody would like people to do trading. We've watched Nancy Pelosi. Seems like she's figured out how to make a fortune off of trading. We'd all like to make as much money as she made in trading. I don't know anybody in the country that's done that well. So, but if you look at this, if you have a small business, you come up here, all right, it's illiquid. There's no buyer. What are you going to do? You just give it away. No. So you're telling people, let me finish. Okay, there's no buyer. If it's illiquid, there's no buyer.
We're not talking about
That's
small
why it's
business.
called illiquid, right?
Don't educate. I know what illiquid means.
You made a
Don't
reference to
educate me.
billionaires. Okay? I don't know when in this country it became a negative to make money.
Oh my God.
But somehow, if you've made money, you're supposedly, I think Senator Hawley suggests you shouldn't be serving because you might trade stocks. Now, I came up here, I made money. I started out never knowing my dad, living in public housing.
All right, pause. Hey, I
lived the dream that
pause
many of
it. Save me the fucking what's it called? The pity party? Save me. Hey, Rick Scott, save me the pity party. I love it when a white male senator worth $500 million plays the victim. I just want to make money. He's literally like he's like, it's just insane to watch these people talk. These people are like so disconnected from their humanity, which makes me sound like Hitler. They are human. I'm not going to say they're not human. But truly, they're so disconnected from the reality of what it is to be an average person in America. They're just Karen. Our government is run by a bunch of Karens. He goes, and they're so, when you've had privilege for so long, equality feels like oppression. I do believe that. And that applies more than anything, it applies to senators who have gotten used to the idea that they get special advantages. And so when their special advantages get taken away, they get really upset and they feel like they're being oppressed. And they think that they have senators like Nancy Pelosi and Rick Scott, they think that they are deserving of a special advantage in the markets. They think that they are it just, how do you not get it through your fucking thick skull that investing in companies, when you have direct regulatory oversight of those companies, it's called a conflict of interest. No one wants to admit, Nancy Pelosi, Republican Democrats, no one wants to admit that. And I'm not saying that like you can't have a mutual fund where you invest in a diversified basket of stocks. I'm not saying no one, and that's the argument that they're trying to make. That's the straw man argument. Here's actually what's going on. There's a bill And the bill is called the PELOSI Act, which I think is a hilarious name. And it's saying, hey, they're saying, hey, if you are on the committee that oversees oil and gas companies, we are not going to allow you to put $10 million on black and say, I want to bet that Chevron is going to double in the next year. All we're saying is, hey, you regulate Chevron. So we don't want you to be the majority shareholder of Chevron. And then these politicians like Nancy Pelosi and this asshole Rick Scott on both sides of the aisle, they go, so you want me to be fucking homeless? So you want me to be poor? That's what they're saying. They're going, hey, you decide which oil and gas companies win and which ones lose. So all we're saying is you can't also invest in those companies specifically. That's all we're saying. And they're saying, and Nancy Pelosi goes, so you're a fucking communist. So basically you want communists. So you're the CCP. So basically you're China. And it's like, actually, no. Nancy Pelosi and Rick Scott, that is China. That is people overseeing the things that they regulate, investing in those things. It's clearly a conflict of interest. It's clearly corruption. It's clearly cheating. And this guy is saying that he's a victim because he can no longer participate in open corruption. And he's saying that the only way he's going to get rich, he's already rich, by the way, but he's saying he wants to continue to be allowed to build wealth via open corruption. And the fact that that door is closing is like making him cry. He's like, but I like corruption. But I just, all I wanted to, like, he's like playing a victim. He's like, all I wanted to do, I just wanted to invest in the stocks that I oversee federally. That's what they're going. We're going, hey, you can't invest in semiconductor startups if you regulate semiconductor industry, okay? But I just wanted to, there's like, they're being Eric Cartman. That's what they're doing. They're being Eric Cartman from South Park. I just wanted to invest in the semiconductor startups that I would then federally oversee. All I wanted to do was invest $10 million in a company and then give that company $100 million. I just wanted to vote on legislation that would award a $100 million contract to a company that I invested $100 million in. That's not fair. I just wanted to do that, and you're not allowing me to do that, and that's not fair. I don't know why you hate me so much. You hate me so much. Why do you hate me? You want me to be poor? I only have 3 homes. You don't want me to have a 4th home? My son's going to Harvard, and I don't know if I'll be able to pay for him to be in a really nice private housing. My son might have to go to a dorm at Harvard. Let's keep watching.
Be broke. I went to junior college, joined the Navy. I didn't go to some elite university. I went to the cheapest place I could find.
Is that true?
And I went and built businesses.
Let's look that up.
But somehow
Let's
now,
see
if you've made money, somehow it's negative up here.
No one's saying that.
I did what Senator Johnson did.
You shot
When I
kids in
became governor of
Vietnam.
Florida, I sold my operating businesses,
You shot kids in Vietnam.
right?
You probably
I did a blind trust while I was governor. I never saw what was in the blind trust.
Wrong.
I never traded one thing that was in the blind trust. Somebody else did it. Now in this job, I don't trade stocks.
Correct.
I own operating businesses. But somehow it's suspect because I made money. I don't know how many people in the audience, how many of you don't want to make money? Anybody want to be poor? I
Fuck
don't.
you. You're not poor. No one's.
Right?
No
So this
one's
idea that we're
making-
going to attack people because they make money is wrong.
Can you pause it, George? No one. You're doing.
Is absolutely
George is doing 5 jobs at once. So no one is making you poor. You were the governor of Florida. Is that his background?
Yeah, he went to University of Missouri, Kansas City, Dedman School of Law, and then he started Columbia Hospital Corporation, and then became the governor of Florida.
Okay. So I guess here's his education. University of Missouri, Kansas City. Wow, he did go to a shithole. That is a shithole degree. You know, honestly, you shouldn't be in the government. Wait a minute. This guy just said he went to the cheapest university he could find. Then why are you in I thought so why are we not why are you even allowed in this building? This build Look, let's make one let me I always keep it 100. When it comes to the Senate, if you didn't go to Yale, Harvard, or maybe Columbia, maybe we let a few people from Columbia in. Yale, Harvard, MIT, Princeton. If you didn't go to if that's not on your resume, then I don't want you in that building. You went to he's a venture capitalist too?
Yeah, Navy. He went to the Navy and then became a venture capitalist.
After leaving Columbia in 1997, Scott launched Richard L. Scott Investments. Don't you just love America? That would be like if I named Sean Riley Investments. And that's how you know this guy. That's why he became the governor of Florida, is he's an uncreative, dumb fuck. Hey guys, I actually have a great announcement, guys. I'm actually starting a new company. Oh, what's it called? Sean Riley Investments. I'm roused. So he's bitching that he can't front run the stock market. That's where we're at in America, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the senators are upset because they can't front run the public investing markets anymore. They're upset that they can't openly be corrupt. They're upset that they're upset that some people like myself and others in the government, they're upset that some people in the government don't want us to be a fucking banana republic. It's a banana republic. I'm sorry if that's a racial slur. That might be... No, we're okay. We're okay. We live in a banana republic. It's actually worse than a banana republic because at least banana republics had bananas. We have like a food. At least in a banana republic, you get banana smoothies. Let's do one more and we'll wrap it up. I know we're going up to time here, George. Let's see. We have so much to talk about. We're not going to get to it all. Let's do this AI data center one, which we've been putting that one off. So guys, let's watch the TikTok video. That's beautiful. So, or actually, it's just a news story. So, actually, can you go to the link? Actually, let's just go right to the article that I linked there, Newsweek. So this is a story from Newsweek. A lot of companies are, a lot of news outlets are reporting on this. So, the data centers are thirsty for water, and the amount of water that's being used is so much that it's creating a drought. So every time you use, this is insane. Doesn't it just suck that like every day is worse than the last? I really am bummed out because it feels like every day is worse than the last and the horrors only continue. But the headline here is Texas data centers use 50 billion gallons of water as state faces drought. Hey, how's that move to Austin going? How's that move to Austin? Everyone wanted to move to Austin. Now now you are. I mean, literally, I honestly, guys, 5 years from now, we could be living in a world where, like, if you live in Texas, they're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but like, we actually need your flesh for the data center." 5 years from now, in a lot of parts of the country where these AI data centers exist, they may be knocking on your door and be like, "Hey, I'm really sorry, but like, we actually ran some numbers and like, I'm with the police and we actually like, we need your brain for the data center. So like, just get in the car." And you'll be like, "No, like, no." And I'll be like, "Can you just, I'm sorry. Like, they have assault rifles. Just make this easy. We need your brain for the data center. It's not a big deal. Hey, not a big deal. We did a lottery and your number came up and we basically need your brain to run the data center for Palantir. Okay? It's not a big deal. We just need to harvest your brain. Not a big deal. Just gonna harvest your brain. You get to use your brain 12 hours a day still, but the other 12 hours is used to power the data center. Don't you want to help your country?" "Well, I love America." "Well, then give us your brain. Give us your brain." And that's really what's happening is we are entering the it feels like we're entering the end. It feels like the beginning of the end, but I guess it always feels like that, doesn't it? But these data centers are using so much water. Let's watch some of this video. Let's see if let's take a look here. Oh, that's just the drought. Actually, never mind. Let's scroll down. I want to read this article because this is some crazy shit, guys. So let's take a look. 2 data centers in San Antonio have used 463 million gallons of water in the past 2 years. The Alamo City facilities owned by Microsoft and the Army Corps. Oh, great. That's awesome. I love how it's all, that's just fine. Microsoft and the Army. No one questions that? Hold on. What's Microsoft doing with the Army? I thought Microsoft made computers. Now Microsoft is just the Army. Now, hey guys, Microsoft, by the way, guys, Microsoft is the Army now. Okay, sure, fine. Microsoft and the Army have a data center in Alamo City, and I guess that's fine, and that's what they're doing. Why? So they're doing that while there's a drought. Why it matters. In 2025, data centers across the state are projected to use, drum roll please, 49, is that billion? Data centers just in Texas are projected to use 49 billion gallons of water, enough to supply millions of households, primarily for cooling massive banks of servers that power generative AI and cloud computing. The surge in data centers' water use comes as Texas endures prolonged drought, with about a quarter of the state still experiencing dry conditions despite intermittent heavy raining and flooding. Okay. So there was another story that these states, some of these areas, they're asking residents to take shorter showers. Let's keep going down. I'm pretty sure in this they're going to talk about it. So there's a drought. I mean, these are real. Look at this photo. This is a crazy photo. Look at this. Look, the trees are drying up. I mean, this is fucking insane. Let's keep going down. I mean, I really want to. A Texas resident surveys land and water flow near a flow meter. I mean, let's keep going down. I want to get to the real meat of this story. There's probably some funny shit in here. It's crazy. I mean, it's sad. It's very sad. Maybe jump to like the middle. Let's see. Oh, here we go. What people are saying. Okay. A spokesperson for the San Antonio water system told Newsweek, Stage 3 restrictions begin when the 10-day rolling average of the Edwards aquifer level drops. All right, there's a bunch of boring numbers. Let's keep going down here. Okay, here's some funny shit. Are you ready for this? This is why we love Texas, right? We all love Texas. Okay, this is why they decided to put the data centers in Texas. Right here. Are you ready? From Newsweek. No state legislation limits water usage by Texas data centers, though lawmakers passed new provisions to suspend their power access during grid stress events. So Texas data centers are just it's unfettered access to the water. And Texas is awesome because Texas is truly just a big whore spreading its pussy open for every tech company. That is what's going on. And you know who benefits? The billionaire class and the political class. You know who loses? The average person in Texas that wants to take a shower. That's who loses. The people that lose are and this is where academic libertarians are exposed. Okay? Because I am so glad that I left Texas. And I feel bad. I feel bad for a lot of people in Texas because your water, I'm just kind of spitballing here, but if you live in Texas, are you ready for your water to have chrome in it and aluminum and all these? Do you think that let me ask you something. When water is cooling a data center, do you think that filters it? Do you think that makes it fun? Or do you that's how they're going to sell it. No. When the water cools the data center and people are scared. Let me alleviate your concerns. Yes, we're using your drinking water, the water that you shower with. Yes, we're using it to power and cool the data center. But it actually enhances the water. It makes it better. It adds minerals. It becomes mineral water. What kind of minerals? Mercury. Mercury and forever chemicals. Don't you like forever? We all love forever chemical. Don't you like chromium oxide? I have great, and you know what? I'm sorry, but all these dumb bitch moms in Texas are like, well, y'all ready for your macaroni? I made some macaroni, and they're going to be feeding their kids macaroni with chromium oxide. Y'all ready for your macaroni and cheese? I made it. Mama's home special macaroni, bacon, mac and cheese. God bless them. I live next to a data center, and my kids love my bacon, mac and cheese with chromium oxide. The chromium, and then she reads and they knock on her door. They're like, ma'am, we're with the EPA, and that's the thing. The EPA doesn't fucking exist anymore. Is the EPA still around? I don't even think they're real. So it's all the regulating agencies that would have otherwise been monitoring. Is this still? So it's been defunded. So we don't even know what's happened. All this water, and I know we're out in time. Here's what's so sad. It's you better. This is just a message to everyone that uses AI. If you are using generative AI to generate custom hentai, I hope you enjoy that jack-off session, because just know that moms in Texas are feeding their children polluted water, mac and cheese. These people that live in these data centers are showering in mercury chromium oxide bullshit water that's cancerous. so that you can jack off to custom hentai, you better enjoy that hentai. You better enjoy that hentai. And I hope you choke on your own jizz. Okay? Because how dare you? How dare, nothing's free. How dare you create custom Lucky Charms hentai based on the character, the Lucky Charms. What's that guy's name? We don't, no, you don't have to. How dare, if you, and I'll leave you with this, the Lucky Charms leprechaun. Just know, nothing is free. If you have, I want you, you know what? It's a free country. You can do what you want. If you want to use generative AI, LLMs to generate custom Lucky Charms leprechaun hentai, Godspeed to you. But just know that you will have a guilty conscience. And I hope you're never able to sleep at night, because the result of that is so many people are going to be showering and bathing and cooking with chromium oxide water because you wanted to jack off to the Lucky Charms leprechaun getting his back blown out by Iggy Azalea, which is not a fantasy of mine. That's a fantasy of yours, okay? I didn't just make that up. So let me get this straight. You're willing to kill and give innocent people cancer so that you can watch a cartoon version of the Lucky Charms leprechaun blow a load on a pot of gold? That's wrong. All right, guys, that's our show. seanreillycomedy.com for my tour dates. I'm a stand-up comedian. Come see me before the end of the world. If you're still listening to the show, please review it on Spotify, like it on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. You know what's due. I'm not going to tell you again. Look at the set. Shout out to George for designing an excellent frame. Every week we upgrade. Every week I fly closer to the sun. So please subscribe before my wings melt. I'm like Icarus. I will fly too close to the sun, and eventually Palantir will hire a hitman to kill me. So please support the show so I can enjoy my life before I get hit by the hitman. That's it. Have a great week. See you next week. Be safe. Bye.